My prediction for the ice dance discipline at the 2022 World Figure Skating Championship. Out of the four discipline, I would have to say that ice dance is the discipline that is most easy to predict. Only because there's very little change in ice dance. Ice dance is one of those disciplines where skaters literally have to work their way up the ladder slowly, year by year. They build their skating skill, they build their reputations with the judges, and eventually they reach the top of the podium. The only exception to this was when the ISU and the judges became deaf, dumb, and stupid and decided that they were going to start judging a junior level team as if they were senior. And I mean by that, when they started to absurdly pump up the scores for nepotism baby of the century Diana Davis and her partner Gleb Smokin. But outside of those exceptions, I don't remember in recent years where ice dance has had any major shift. The team that are on the top stay on the top. The team that are in the middle stay on the middle. The ones that are on the bottom stay on the bottom until the ones on the top retire. Then the middle move up and so forth and so on. So ice dance is always typically fairly easy to predict. And this competition is no different. Right off the bat, of course, Gabriela Papadakis and Guillaume Cizeron are my pick to win the title. They missed out Worlds last year, and I just feel like winning this title on home ice after winning their Olympic gold is just a great way for them to wrap up their season. Now, I don't know if they're going to continue for 4 more years or if they're going to retire. I can definitely see them at 2026 Olympics. Because they're so far ahead of everyone else. I just don't know if they personally are at a space where they want to continue. But I definitely see them easily winning this competition. In second place, winning the silver, I have Madison Chalk and Evan Bate. Now, I know realistically it's probably going to be Madison Hubble and Zachary Donahue, but I prefer Chalk and Bates materials so much better, even though skating skill wise, power wise, technically wise, Hubble and Donahue are the better team. But for me, in terms of ice presence, in terms of connection with the audience, in terms of who had the better material, I feel like Chalk and Bates are the better team. And also, they didn't have a great outing in the individual at the Olympics. So I really feel like this is their chance to really bring it at Worlds and get themselves a medal. In third place, I have Madison Hubble and Zachary Donahue. Again, they'll probably win the silver medal here, but I still have them in the bronze position because I still don't like their material. In fourth place, there should be an easy fourth place for the Italian. That's Charlene Guinard and Michael Fabri. Again, not my favorite materials this season, but this team is so proficient, so precise. You know, their Twizzle's world class. Another team, I'm not sure if they're going to continue for another 4 years. I mean, they don't really have any major competition within Italy, so it is possible that they'll continue. In fifth place should be Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier. Again, not the greatest outing at the Olympics. They really took a beat in both in the team and in the individual. And while I really enjoyed their rhythm dance, I've not been a fan of that free dance all season, and it has yet to grow on me. But hopefully this will be a redemption outing for them. Rounding up the top six, I have Laurence Fournier Baudry and Nikolai Sorenstein. They appear to be the next team that's going to lead the Canadian ice dance wave. And I feel like that will only happen depending on what kind of materials they have. Their material this season, again, not my favorite. It wasn't awful, just not my favorite. But I really hope like next season they really come well packaged and prepared to be the medal level team that they are aiming to be. In seventh place, just out of the sixth place. And I hope they end up in on the top six because I love this team. That's Olivia Smart and Adrian Diaz. Again, two of my favorite programs this season. That Zorro free dance, mwah, gave me life. So if they could make it into the top 6, I think that would be a great achievement for them, and I would love to see them there. But for now, I have them in 7th place. In 8th place, I have Caitlin Hawaii and John-Luc Baker. Again, another team that had really, really good materials this season, but unfortunately, because of injury, they didn't get to compete a lot in front of the judges, which I think hurts them. And again, I have to wonder, are they going to continue for another 4 years? Because we do know that Madison Hubble and Zachary Donahue are retiring, which would make them the second newest team if they did decide to continue. But I have them in 8th place here. In 9th place, I have Lila Fear and Lewis Gibson. They just failed to live up to their materials this season. I feel like all season the materials have been skating them instead of them skating up to their material. But they are a lovely team with a lot of interesting quirks and a lot of potential. I just feel like the materials they got this season, just not what they needed. Then rounding out my top 10 will be Kana Maramoto and Daisuke Takahashi. Daisuke! Oh, I was so disappointed not to see Daisuke at the Olympics. How epic would that have been to go from being a male champion skater to being an ice dancer at the Olympic? That would have been such an epic story, but we didn't get to see it, but we will get to see them at Worlds, and I can easily see Kana and Daisuke making the top 10. I mean, they have the material. Their rhythm dance and their free dance, two of my favorite programs this season. Cannot wait to see them on the major international stage. In 11th place, I'm putting my little La couple. I adore this little couple. Marjorie Lajoie and Zachary Laga. Again, another young team that has a bright and promising future. Another potential leader for Team Canada in ice dance. Cannot wait to see what kind of materials they get next season. Then rounding out my top 12, I have the Georgian team of Maria Kasakova and Gregory Revia. I really like this team. Ever since they were juniors, I really like them. I think there's something interesting. There's something unique about them. I feel like the judges are not really on board with them yet, the same way they're not on board with the Lala couple, because both teams are incredibly young. But I do feel like these two young teams, along with many others, are the future of ice dance, and I cannot wait to see them and how they grow. So these are my predictions to how the podium will play out, as well as the remainder of the placement for ice dance. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.